main event. I see you, Miss G. What's up? So, guys, I got some things to run to you. You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to kind of cover that. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Yeah, we're going to kind of cover that as everybody begin to come in. Let me turn this down. Yeah, I'm going to cover that as everybody begin to come in. You know, I know a lot of people got to go to work, but I changed the times. Justin B86, what's up? Big Time Brim, what it do? Pal Cavalier, what's up, sis? Yeah, they playing. Oh, Charles Brown, Rondo. Oh, let me turn it down. It's too loud. It's too loud. Rondo Combat Gyms. Nigel Turkwash, what's up? Mr. Rome 504. Roger Boyd, Ladybug, Ronnie Celestine, Munzart, Garden Moore. Be inspired to travel. Cinnamon Toast, what's up? Uh, Junior Washington, what's up? Deidre Bird, Ray Line Bullets, Young CEO, what's up, fam? Erica Chandra, Alan Christopher, Shamika G Street Crew, what's up, fam? Dre Pierre, Pearson, Angela Ferguson, Jeremiah Thompson, DJ Green, Lindsey Stewart, Aunt Pete, Jay Thomas, Ethan Reacts, Antonio Belcher, My Busy Life, Trucker D, Ladybug, Ian Howell, Autopilot, Antonio Belcher, Jackie Shaheen, Anonymous Anomaly, what's up? I know I said sis Angela Ferguson, but I'll say that again. SSG Shumper, King Don, Roger Boyd, The Real EJ, The One Soldiers, Stay Woke to Stay Woke, Double R Trucking, what's up? Star Tyler, Marcus Lawrence, Fred Grimes, what's up, twin? LaQuisha Dawes, Fred Grant, Striker 222, number one, Lindsey Stewart, Bonnie Wilson, what's up, Bonnie? Been a minute, what's up, fam? Ray Atkinson, Sean Davis, Dre, S3 TT baby, what's up? Haley Andrews, Will Allen, Jeanette Kelly. Oh, there go my beautiful auntie. Take a bow, auntie. Yeah. NBA lady, Amanda Walker. I see somebody named Sleep Late, Lose Weight. What's up, fam? Perlisha Coffee. What's up, sis? Ian Howell. Antonio Belcher, man, I appreciate the donation. SSG Shumpert, I appreciate you, baby. Appreciate the donation. Marvin Fields. Quavon Deluche. What's up? Deloach. Tanya. Brandon Tuff. G Money Code. Jay Diggs. What's up, Jay Diggs? King Don. Spencer Pinkston. What's up? Johnny White. Curtis Peterson. Sharice. What's up? Claudio. 2K3. Twin Pyramid Honey. What's up, fam? Who else we got in this thing? Elliot Gonzalez. What's up? Amanda Walker. Suave Glasgow. What's up, bro? Leonard Jackson. Rod. What's up? Bunny Baby 79. I see you. Always on point. All right, guys, you know, I'll call some of you guys. Erica Chandra, I appreciate the donation. I'll call some of you guys, you know, as we get through this episode. And I explain to you, you know, we're going to pick up this episode a couple of days later. Terry Woods. We're going to pick Bill Cuddy. What's up, fam? Been a minute. We're going to pick up this a couple of days later, but we're going to pick it up from A Night in Progress. But before we do that, you know, I want to run something by you guys. You know, and I'm going to start it just like this. So, as y'all know, I was supposed to do that live yesterday. So, Kevin Sargent, I see you. So I head to the store. You know, I had to make a previous stop, and that's going to the brothers and actually pick up something that was for a customer. So I pick up something for a customer, and I'm actually riding with three friends. But none of these friends are none of the brothers. These are guys that never been to prison, nothing like that in their life. These are three straight, you know, businessmen type guys I'm riding with. You know what I'm saying? Hey, boy, what's up? So one of those guys actually, I stopped at this neighborhood, which I know, you know, is a bad neighborhood. I wasn't even gonna stop there, but Andre Zula, I stopped there anyway. And one of my friends running the store, you know, and grab what I need. Gennardo, they run in the store, and BG, get what I need, you know. So I got something in the car that's very, very valuable. So I never leave the car. So this is right on side of me in a glass case. I'm not gonna say what it is because I want these guys to trip up, you know, and they gonna speak it. Brittany Balfour, what's up? So as we come from the store and we get on the street, we get pulled over. You know what I'm saying? Immediately we get pulled over. And what we get pulled over by what we call the jump out boys. You know, that's just like, you know, drug enforcement. They just jump out full geared up, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, they come straight up to the car. It's two on each side, you know, and two more trucks pull up. They all in like, you know, Trailblazer, Durango style trucks. But I'm doubting if it was those, you know. But that's what I'm paying attention to in this some all white ones and some all black ones. So you can tell they undercover. Ain't no official logos on the vehicles or whatever. So when they immediately come to the car, they immediately tell all of us to step out of the car. Before they telling us what was wrong, I'm asking, you know, what's they ASF they shit suspicion. I'm asking them what's their suspicion, you know, or whatever. So you know how they do. We gonna tell you once everybody get out the car, it's for their own safety. Everything is for their own safety. You know, we paying them, you know, to make them as comfortable as possible so they can get all the ego in the world. We don't question nothing that they say. So everything is for their own safety. So we ain't even putting up no house. Man, we're gonna get out the car. Now before I can even tell them or they even ask me to search my vehicle, I was gonna say no anyway. Bring a drug dog, because I know that's what it's all about. Ain't no drugs in this bitch. You know, I'm in my personal vehicle. So anyway, even if I wasn't, it wouldn't be in there. So they goes Megatron Colossal, I see. So they automatically take it upon themselves to go in start searching my vehicle, two of them. So I tell, you know, I say, hey, what y'all doing? Ain't nobody give y'all permission to search my vehicle. Now we all out the car. GP me, what's up? Lee Chain, what's up? You know, so immediately when I do that, one of the guys go all the way in. He go all the way in the car. You know, stick damn near everything but his legs. I see everything disappear but his legs. You know, on the driver's side. Andre Zulu, I appreciate the donation. Appreciate you, fam. You know, so they immediately come out and close the door after that. So they don't write us a ticket. They don't give us a warning. They tell us we free to go. I immediately get in the goddamn car, and the first thing because this is for a customer, an up and coming artist who just got signed. You know, what's in the car with me? This shit costs almost $30,000. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for it. You know, I ain't rich, so I'm looking for this. You know what I'm saying? Charles Brown, I see it immediately disappears. The shit gone. The jump out boys gone, and the merchandise gone. You know what I'm saying? So I don't leave and go home. I cancel everything I'm about to do. I get on the road to the actual substation. You know, you guys have precincts, but I get on the road to our local substation where these guys actually come from. I found that out real quick. So immediately when I get there, they tell me there's not a stop on file on this stretch of highway. They don't have nothing on file. So it was never called in. So we was just pulled billionaire, B22, what's up, fam? So, we was stopped under false pretenses. Hey, Leandrews. Anyway, so I tell them, they telling me it's gonna be hard to prove. I'm like, man, the car, I'm in record 24/7. So I got it. I'm gonna give you the video. So I got them the video. They got the video. So the thing about this is we got police that's uh investigating police. So even if anything get found, not much gonna happen. I want to be made whole, period. And I ain't talking about just what I lost, because you done inconvenienced me, making me put a client on hold, all that. I want to be made whole. Miller the Wizard, what's up, fam? Nigel Turquoise, I appreciate the donation, fam. So, you done inconvenienced me completely. I mean, so they really getting stupid, all kind of shit at the, substation or whatever. So I immediately calls a lawyer because I keep one on retainer. And a lot of things, I got a couple aces in the hole. And I'm going to just say this. If somebody was to happen to see this, I want you to tell those guys, ask them a question. What happens to cars when state police, village police, any police impounds a car? I ain't talking about forfeiture if you got caught with drugs. I'm talking about if you ain't got insurance, any traffic offense. What's supposed to happen to those cars? You're supposed to run them through the state. You're supposed to make sure that there's no lien holders on that vehicle before you sell it. You give the owner 10 days to claim it. If none of these happens, then you can take over that car. And then you don't take those cars, the whole lot, which meaning a lot could be 10 cars. You can have two different lots. You understand what I'm saying? Take the whole lot of those cars and sell it to a family member without alerting the public that this sale is being had, and let them buy it all for an insanely cheap price. Yeah, it's official. The paperwork is in. So, Megatron Colossal, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate the donation. So, but it's a lot of other things like that. Letting officers come off of medical leave before their time. Oh yeah, it's a lot found out. So I ain't gonna release too much. Under just put it like this. I ain't gonna release nothing. I ain't gonna release nothing. I'm gonna play this out. I'm gonna give them chance to do the right thing and return what is rightfully mine. So anyway, what I'm saying is this shit. Man, y'all know me. I'm out to save any of the youth, not just black youth. Any youth that gets in trouble, because they all do. So I'm willing to go on a limb for any race. But what gets me is every time I seem to get pulled over, it starts snowing. I'm in a high crime area. And the only people that's around me is Caucasian people, Caucasian cops. How could you patrol a hood that you don't know, that you're not from? Why is this the norm? You come from a farm up in Ethel, Louisiana, but you patrolling the city in the hood that's 90% black. What I will see kids, and I see kids on the corner, and I know what's going on, that they not committing a crime. You will see them and perceive a totally different thing. You don't know how the inner workings of that neighborhood work. We have a lot of senseless murders happen because of cops that's not ready to be placed in this environment. That's like placing a young kid in a prison, with truly, the Immaculate Crown, what's up, baby? With truly violent dudes. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get super nervous. A lot of different things gonna happen. You know, I'm gonna get into more of this as I see how these days go by, and I'm just keeping my composure. You know, because I'm burning up on the inside on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna hold my composure and wait to be made whole. Wait to be contacted. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't going out like that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody taking shit from me that I ain't willing to give. Especially not shit. And I know my journey and my path to get where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And you in a cushy job, wanting the world to make this bitch easier than it is. We gotta worry about your safety. We paying you, you're robbing the public, stealing from them. Not only that, you stealing from them, writing them tickets. They paying taxes. I just paid $22,000 in taxes. So I'm paying taxes. You stopping me on bogus shit, writing bogus tickets, trying to rob me even more. I'm paying you to rob me. You know, so yeah, little doodle was out. You know, but I'm gonna let that shit go for right now, and we gonna get back to what we was doing until I see I can't be made whole, and then I'll go from there. You know, Charles Gray, man, I appreciate the donation. I really do, all you guys, man. So okay, like I said, we about to get into the episode, but we gonna pick it up a couple of days later. Now, Frog, Frog, Phillip, remember they got into it, Fred. All these guys went to the infirmary for a minute, you know, because some serious shit had to happen to actually both of those guys or whatever, both of those crews. But all these guys are being released or whatever. So shit is still, water still off, the fans still off, it's hot as hell, and food poisoning is still going on. Now, a lot of guys ain't got no choice but to eat that shit every morning and hoping they can fix the situation. You know, but if you got zoos and whams, you can survive off that alone. You know, so most of us in the crew, we getting better. Ray Line, man, I appreciate the donation. Appreciate it. Been real the peacekeeper. Joe Buttafuoco, what's up? Hardcore boxing news in the building. What's up? Our 40 stories. All right, so let's get started. Now, I'm picking up from the point. It ain't too much getting together. Everybody, you know, can do. Dudes using just plain old shampoo and different things to wipe themselves down and clean themselves. Megatron Colossal, man, I appreciate the donation again, brother. Appreciate you. Sherman, what's up? So a lot of dudes kind of keeping themselves up, you know, from stinking and shit. So, but it's a lot of dudes, they couldn't afford nothing. Like I say, their families don't send them shit. So they ain't got no income, so they can't buy shit from Canteen or whatever, you know. So they ain't got no choice but to stink because they can't take a shower, the water out. And like I told y'all on the last one, the toilets and shit filling up, you know, showers. Now, all the showers at once dudes ain't just shitting in all of them. You know, everything is a process over there. Joe Buttafuoco, I'm sorry. I appreciate the donation. Really do. So we all prepare for bed, doing whatever we can. Then, like if you can see in the title, we hear argument break out. Now, one of the dudes I learned because he stayed in the prison for a minute. Now, the other dude he got into it with, you know, he ain't staying in the prison long enough. You know, I actually didn't even see when he left or whatever happened to this dude. But the dude I'm talking about is Butt. His name Butty, but Butt, or they call him Butt. You know what I'm saying? So he gets up, say, man, move your goddamn rack on the other side of the room. Man, hey, bro, you stink, man. You smell like beer shit, man. Move your shit on over, bro. Get the hell from around me. Dude, bug up. Man, stop handling me like that, bro. Man, you know what's going on up in this bitch. It's a worldwide crisis, bro. It's a worldwide struggle. So they arguing because what say the dude stink. Yarman Cofield. Been a minute, fam. So, you know what I'm saying? Dudes are starting to argue because other dudes stink when they ain't got shit. You know, get them, man, some of your shampoo or some shit. But they ain't even trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? So they arguing, dude mad, whatever. Before you know it, boom, 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 boom. They locking. Now this dude, you know, let's just call him S. You know what I'm saying? He dropped Boogie Ball 2 times. Pop, pop. Okay, come on. Boom, 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 boom. All of a sudden you see 2 dudes come rushing from the back that knew Boogie. Now these homeboys, they just knew him. And they helped Boogie. Now they flex dude ass out bad. They flex him out. They stump his ass out under the rack. You know, they beat him until everybody like, man, it's enough, bro. It's already hot, man. Y'all doing too fucking much moving around. You know, this shit is aggravating everybody. Twin One Love. Dutch Man. What's up? Everybody getting mad. You know, this shit making it hotter. It really is. It's a mind thing. It don't matter what it is. Dudes are frustrated. So after they stump this man, you know, under the table, whatever, under the rack, everybody begins to calm down. This shit calm down. You know, dude, he getting up, licking his wounds and shit, and he looking back there, but like, you know, I'm gonna get you or whatever. You know, this dude, I guess he, you know, I don't know, but as I began to learn, but you know, I see this dude is a slimy, slippery weasel. You know what I mean? If you guys can get that. So anyway, I fall asleep somewhere in the night. I fall asleep. Now the next thing I know, I'm hearing dudes, you know, like a crowd getting up, boom, door opening up, everybody rushing out. Now I'm waking up like, damn, what time it is? You know, I'm kind of confused in the night because this shit don't happen rarely. So I get up, everybody rushing out the door. So me and New Jack, that's NC, we rush out the door. When we get out there, it's a dude named Tanner. He beating a dude named Slur. They call him Slur because he slurs words. But a dude named Tanner beating a dude with a barrel shot. They outside. Bam, 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 bam. Whooping this dude ass. Beat him. Dude finally get away from dude and break and run inside the barracks. Tanner follows this dude in the inside. We all follow him in the inside too. And he continued pounding dude and shit. Till some old heads pull him off of dudes. Now remember Tanner, everything I'm telling you is why all the bloodshed begins. So the old heads get Tanner off of him, you know, or whatever. Old heads just, like I said, it's hot, everybody frustrated. Old heads just ain't having it right now. You know, it's the first time I'm seeing dudes shut down all this stupid shit or whatever. Send me in. What's up, baby? There you go. There go the goat. What's up, baby? Tim Jones. Marcus Holder. What's up, bro? I appreciate your work ethic, bro. I do, bro. So we come back out. Now, as we come back out, I noticed some shit I never noticed before. Now, I told you, it's a lot of young dudes that they came up in here. As I'm coming out, I'm seeing different shadows move in the shadows, if you get what I'm saying. So as my eyes adjust and shit, I'm noticing all these little dudes are outside. You get what I'm saying? They outside at night. They waiting tonight. Some shit that we hardly ever have going on. These dudes coming out at night, hanging out, doing whatever business they have or whatever. And something coming up, you know, that you're going to understand how comfortable they get outside and doing this. So, after all this shit passed or whatever, E-Fro, what's up? Big King. After all this shit passed or whatever, we go back in and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? We talking about all these little niggas hanging out and shit. Like, they outside, man, they don't know that's attempted escape shit. They get 10 years and sit there and go or whatever. So, you know, it ain't my business. They gonna hang out, let them hang out or whatever. I remember getting back in the rack, falling asleep again. Before I know it, I hear the same young MCC, what's up? I hear the same kind of shit going on again. That wakes me up again. Dudes bum rushing outside, dudes coming in. Hey man, they playing football out here. Now, these little young dudes, and it's a bunch of them like Tanner, Marvin, a dude they call Yugi, Diedrich, Sean, and it's two twins. Well, it's a twin. Well, twins, Carrie and Jerry. But it's more, and I'll bring them names up as we get to them or whatever. So, so we get out there. These dudes that took socks and folded them into each other and made a ball, and they outside playing football. Now, the shit, we like, man, let's hang out and watch this shit for a minute. Now, dudes, it's two different teams of like 6 dudes on each team. Dudes sitting around and they betting on this shit. Now, this is prison football we talking about. It's almost similar to prison basketball. If any of you guys know how that is. So we watching dudes getting the ball. We seeing dudes get tackled in some of the vicious ways. Boom! These dudes with no pads running and colliding with each other. Dudes like, yeah, I'm telling you, man, I want everything. Like they making big bets on this shit. So what catch our attention, the game going on, dudes get popped, dudes getting slammed, dudes getting suplex, boom, you know, and shit like that. This shit is really going down with this football shit. And it's nothing but young dudes. Ain't no veterans on them team. But these young dudes, they got some big dudes with them too. You feel me? Either they short and stout, or they tall and cut. All different kind of things. So this some hard hitting shit. Now, one of the twins, which was Jared seen his homeboy get just straight picked up and boom, backwards. He tell, hey, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball. He grab the ball, they give him the ball, he take off running. Now he shake him to the left, then run back right, and you thinking he gone. Man, you see this little short dude come out of nowhere, boom, hit his ass and damn near knock his head off his shoulder. He flipped backwards, he hit the ground, he on the ground whining, and I guess the younger twin who was born, minutes later or seconds later, I don't know how, but it's the younger twin. He want to fight out there. He want to fight. Yeah, nigga like, man, that's all in prison football, man. Shit, if y'all can't handle it, get the fuck out the field. This how this shit going. So Vendetta's building up. That's why I'm telling you all this shit. Vendetta's is building up because of little stupid shit that's happening. Now, there's no way to take a shower or none of this shit, but these little dudes out there getting musky and all that shit, more stankier, that's aggravating dudes, and you come lay right next to dudes, and you can't even afford to wipe your ass. Ain't no water. You ain't got shit. You can't pull out a water bottle with some soap and some toothpaste or some shit like that. You ain't got nothing. But a lot of dudes begin to take it. Okay. It's the AM, whether you eat or you don't, that shit don't matter to me. All you inmates better get your ass on your feet. Get up now, now, now. We woke up by Allen, CO White, which is Bear, and about 2 other COs. So we get up. Now, we ain't going to chow until we figure out we watching these dudes' behavior. But dudes, gotta go get that chow. They gotta eat. You're gonna starve if you don't eat. So we New Jack link up. We it ain't too much getting ready we could do. You did what you did that night, but it ain't too much you could do or whatever. So we come on out. We link up outside or whatever. Other New Jack members coming. Dudes start going to chow. Now we sitting out there and we waiting on them to come back just to see how they coping with this shit. Now this food poisoning shit, it lasts for a minute because them dudes come back. You see dudes laughing and talking coming back. You know what I'm saying? And all of us, oh man, he still ain't fix this shit, man. Dudes still throwing up and shit everywhere. This shit is still going on. They still got this cut rate as food. So we sitting out there. Now I ain't gonna lie, the time it was funny. We just sitting there laughing at their ass. We sitting there laughing at all these dudes eating this shit every day, and they knowing it's gonna make them sick. But they don't have a choice. So more dudes after more dudes, they throwing up. So we watching. They come back. C.O. Finley come in. He goes back over there to talk to Jackie again. Dude's getting mad. Man, bro, look at this shit, bro. You know, they got to put their morning activities on hold because C.O. Finley coming in again to go stand down there and talk to Jackie. And they holding another long-ass conversation. You remember? Jackie is the dude say, you know, they going to have to take him out of this bitch or whatever because he keeping the CEO in, messing up activity or whatever. So he stay over there, dude just walk, everybody just sitting in their cliques or whatever, just looking over like, man, look at this shit, bro. Look, man, this bitch ass nigga still got this CEO coming in or whatever. So he stay over there for about an hour and then he leaves out. Now, while they leaving out, here come Gallon. He walking. Gallon, him and like another dude walking, you know, but he got some other homeboys. They not per se a crew, you know, they dudes that know each other and they fuck with each other when they see each other or whatever. But he walking with one other dude. So now, Woody got dudes he know too, but we see him slip and see showers. Now that dude shitting, and I'm gonna make this clear why he goes in his shower by himself. Dude starts to hide shit in the showers. Now that dudes don't, it's rarely going in them, you know, because they shitting in them and ain't no water. So dudes start using them as they hide space or whatever. So Wood go in that bitch. Gallon see that bitch. Man, come on. Yeah, we got us one. Nah, he don't know Wood. He don't know Wood. I don't know him at this time. You know, at this time I still don't know his name. I find this out later, you know, but I got ahead of myself telling you guys his name or whatever. But so they trying to get to the showers while he in there. Now, as soon as they get in the showers, we follow them. They catch him in there and say a couple words to ask him what's up and this and that. But Wood got some product in his hand or whatever. So Gallon, his homeboy, boom, start punching on Woody. So Woody got the shit in his hand. He swinging with one hand. They busting his ass up in the shower. Now, they beating him, but he never go down. So he's struggling. Now, at the same time this happening, guess who done paid attention to what's going on? Fraud and Brett. Now, keep in mind, they done recruited like 4 or 5 more other dudes. Don't know when, don't know how. Might have been some dudes they've been knowing. But now, they done recruited these dudes. Fred still with Phillip now, or whatever. So, they heading down there. Now, by the time they get down there, Put they scrambled with his merchandise, and Deion Sanders right out that motherfucker. But before Gallon can come out, Frog them, then bomb rushed in. Let Putty go straight past them. And he trying to come out chasing. Man, they stop his ass right at the door. Where you going? Boom! Start punching on. Boom. Now this is the predator's predator that they done caught. And they ripping him. Boom, bam. They hitting it. Boom. He falling all over the place. Boom. He falling all over the place. They beating his ass. So this go on for a minute. Got in there trying to fight his homeboy. They beating his homeboy, but his homeboy get away too and get up out of there. But he don't. They beating his ass. They knocking him all over the place. Hitting him. Bam. He whining now. Since his homeboy done got out, he all by himself. He's whining now. They beat him. He get the accent dude. Man, what y'all want? Bro? Man, what y'all want, bro? I got merchandise here. Man, we don't want that. Boom. They punch him. Yeah. We just want a little favor. Man, what you talking about? What y'all want? Yeah, we about to go up in you. Just like that. We about to run up in you. Boom. Hey, no. He get the bucket like a horse in the wild. You know, you can't ride them. You got to break them. So they get to trying to break him. He get the bucking. They get to trying to break him. Bah. Dude, hold on for a minute. He, they hitting him all in the back of his head. He trying to, shit. Bro, hit that boy like his lung collapsed. That boy get the breathing like he trying to catch his DJ Green. What's up? Oh, Cayman Spears, what's up? Like he catching his last breath, like his lungs are shot down. So they grab him. One of them got him by the neck like this, damn near off his feet. The other one pulling his goddamn prisoner shoes down. Man, he's struggling. He trying to kick. He doing whatever. He trying to stretch dudes behind him. Dudes still punching him. Boom, bitch, stop. Miss McCall Loci, what's up, sis? So they finally just break him down, pin him down, and they start going in the Predator. Mr. Predator himself. Yeah. But now, hold on. It's a lot that's gonna come. So after we see they run up in this bar or whatever, we come back out. Now, they run in it for a minute, and they come out with him. They literally trailing him back to the dorm. Now, they done went in him already, but they trailing him, got his shirt shit, walking him back to their barracks or whatever. So, he crying and sniffling, heading back to their barracks. He can't do nothing else but go what he do, say go. So he do that. We all sitting out there, everybody laughing at the man and shit. And they got just cause to do that. This man, he was fucking dudes. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody got no sympathy for no dude like that. You up in here doing it until the shoes on the other feet. Now you want everybody to have sympathy and help you. Help me, man. Help me. Giving you the help me eyes. Ain't nobody gonna help me, man. No, ain't nobody gonna help me. Your ass is on display for the whole community. So they take him up in there and do God's know what to him. You know what I'm saying? Ain't too much. We don't even go down there with them. So anyway, guess who we see in the distance again? Benny. Now, Benny, I told you, he and Jack dudes took their pack. But Ori sitting out here today, he talking to a dude named Monte. Now, I can't hear worth the shit, and I'm not going to pretend to know what they were talking about, but you could tell by their actions, he was under the under the pretense that you about to sell me some of this shit that you done got hold to, and I'm pretty sure he told him I got it for a good number or whatever. So, dude sitting there talking to Benny or whatever, that's why I told you, Benny become vicious. Not just by Benny's own behavior, because he's enabled. He got an enabler. And you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so he talking to dude Monte for a minute. They must be willing and dealing. All we see is, numbers being shot out and shit like that. So dude looks around or whatever, don't know why, but he looks around. Benny pulls out the weapon and hit dude. Dude instinct kick in. He turns, which keep Benny knife in his shoulder. So he hit Benny. Boom! When he hit Benny, Benny go down. Dude get on top of him with the knife still in him. Boom! 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 Punching him with one hand. Dude never seen this shit coming. Ori swings around. Boom! Sends his shit out of here. Sends his good sense out of here. So he on the ground, but he ain't sleep. Benny them, now to their credit, they ain't stabbed the dude no more. Benny pulls his weapon out, dude. Blood start going everywhere, but they still down there beating dude. I mean, they beating and stomping this big ass Ori and Benny down there beating this man, and beating this man. So they do this shit. Now they got a good deal of people out here today. So these dudes are, paying attention to what Benny about and how Ori, is condoning this shit. So they're kind of lending his credibility to Bennett with the work Bennett putting in. So that's making people fear Bennett now. That's putting the fear in them. Yeah, this is part of the bloodshed too. So, okay, while they stomping him, I pay attention. Uh, I see Moan duck his head out and duck his head back in. We ain't been seeing him. His ego is bruised, but he ain't out. Everybody just laugh because of what he do, because it look like he peeping for lip with them. You know what I'm saying? And duck back in or whatever. So everybody laughing. We walk off or whatever. Now, I'm going to take this all the way up until close to lockdown time, somewhere up in there. I'm gonna skip past all the semantics. We know the COs ain't gonna do nothing. Dude get help, all that shit happen or whatever. But we gonna go up to almost lockdown. We stand out, everybody doing their shit or whatever. Now I said this on the video about knifing them and all that. This is when it actually happened. So we stand up there talking. All of a sudden I hear little brother say, "That's that bitch ass nigga Tom right there." He called him Tommy first. "That's that bitch ass nigga Tommy right there." "Yeah, Tom. Yeah, I been got two of these whole ass niggas or whatever." He see little bro too. They start having words. I'm gonna sum this shit up because I went through it already, but this is the actual night it happened. So we sitting out there. They have words. They going backwards and forward. They decide to get it on. When the fight started off, the brother tearing into boy ass. Bah, 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 bah. Getting him good. Dude can't really do nothing to Roger. So, Shamika G Street Crew, I appreciate the donation. I really do. Appreciate you. So, he get to playing with this man. Look, all you hear is down, sound like a fucking broken bone again. Roger out on the ground, sleep. I'm pissed the fuck off. I'm talking about I'm through the roof because he played with this man. I'm talking about literally played with this man. Could have finished dude off, but you played with him and got your jaw broke again. Shit just healed up, got your shit broke again, and knocked the fuck out land out here. Man, we pissed. Man, we pissed off. So we get him up, finally get him up. You already know. We got to get him help or whatever. He mad, but he can't really say a word. That's how fucking glued shut his jaw is. This the second injury. That bitch wasn't all the way back to 100%. That bitch was just good enough. It's still popping, when he opened his mouth. And now it's broke again. So anyway, we get Roderick some help. I'm going to speed through that shit. He goes to the infirmary again. He's no longer with us. And he got all this different shit coming about. So everybody, it's lockdown now. Everybody heading back into the barracks. Everybody doing their little, get together process or whatever. Like I said, there ain't too much you can do. Ain't no water. So dudes start jumping in the bed. A lot of dudes just jumping straight in the rack. You know what I'm saying? Ain't shit they can do. So I fall asleep again somewhere in the night. I'm woke up again. Dudes like, "Hey man, come outside. Come outside." These little dudes outside playing football again. But when I get out there, Newman, man, come here. Little Newman already out there talking to a dude named Marvin. He talking to a dude named Marvin. So I'm like, "Man, what you, man, it's my homeboy." Yeah, I'm like, "Hey, bro, if you get caught out here, because he's not in the same barracks with me, and I can't know when he out the barracks or whatever. And plus, I'm not his keeper. I'm only doing a solid for his big brother. You fam due to by association, So he out there and I'm running into him like, "Why the hell you out here?" Like, bro, you know how serious this shit is? He talking about his homeboy or whatever. I talked to him for a minute. He walks back over and, go to his homeboy. So as we out there, Now, this the first time. Now, this dude gonna come in the store back to back. I see this dude come walking. Now, they got a bunch of little dudes standing on side of E, aka Echo. They standing on side. They in the shadows. Nobody is openly out but the dudes that's playing football. You know what I'm saying? And they got dudes in the shadows on side of barracks and little different spots where you gotta really focus to see them. So he sees some dudes on side of Echo. The dude, and his name is Vula. Vula see these dudes on side of Echo. He walks over there. Now he got about 13 niggas with him. Yeah. And he make number 14, I should say, I would say. So he walk over there, he talk to the dudes, whatever. Now, when we went in, evidently, they made a bet with the dude Vula, you know. So they talking, man, I'm talking about we see the rawest beat down. Man, these dudes literally pick dude up off his feet from around his waist, and another dude punched that bitch so hard, his whole body go back like a goddamn, like he flimsy. Man, then he slammed forwards and dudes jump on top of him. Boom, 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 boom. Man, they beat this dude. I'm talking about when they finished beating this dude, blood everywhere, knots everywhere. Dude looked like his nose spit all the way to the back of his damn head. I'm exaggerating, but that bitch is on the other side of his face. I heard they broke his eye. It's a bone or some shit. But I don't know how you dislocate his whole goddamn eye on the other side of his face. This how bad they beat this man out there. So this is my first introduction to Vula. Now, Vula is something that he's a dude that connected Aaron together. And as I get through, I'm going to show you how he connected other dudes didn't even know. These dudes that didn't even know they was kin. They all kin to Vula. And they might not be kin to each other, but by them being kin to Vula, you know how that shit go. That's cuz, or whatever. That's cuz or whatever. So, yeah, I watched these dudes, 13, 14 dudes, beat the shit out of this dude over a bet. I mean, over a small wager, too. Like, this dude is relentless. Just beat this man ass like that, So, we'll get to that. But anyway, so we see this happen. Once this shit happened, everybody stopped playing football. Like, everything stopped. Everything stopped. We head back in. Man, I'm about to kill my ass. See, I ain't getting my ass caught out here. I tell you, Newman, you get your ass caught out here, that's on your body. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do shit about it. I can't control another man. He's a grown man. All I can try to do is give him wisdom. If you don't take it, that's on you. So we go back in, we lay down, fall asleep. It's the AM, whether you eat or you don't, that shit don't matter to me. All you inmates better get your ass on your feet. Get up now, get up now. The same crew wakes us up again. Alan, CO White, and some more COs. They wake us up again. We get up, everybody moving around. Now, it's starting to stink inside the barracks. So this is when we seeing the most people starting to come out. And dudes still going to eat that morning chow, but we ain't. We good. We getting our grub. Percy Roscoe, what's up, fam? Miss M. Dale, what's up? Brandon B, Brandon DMB, what's up? So, we eat our little shit or whatever. Felix. We eat our shit, everybody go to chow. Dudes that's going or whatever. And half of these dudes then threw up yesterday and been throwing up all night, but they going back, to eat this food. Every day, dudes hoping that shit gonna get better. Go for. I'm saying, go fools. What's up? Go for. Terrell, what's up? Terrell guys, what do you do, fam? So we all link up outside. We watch these dudes come back from chow again. Some point they start throwing up again, throwing up everywhere. We like, God damn, man. And when I get to it, we find out what actually happened and why the food stayed the same and what was happening. But for now, we're going to keep it like this. Dudes getting food poisoning and shit like that. You know, they still throwing up. Dudes, it still got dudes on injury reserve in the barracks, you know, that can't get up. They so weak. They've been throwing up everything. Can't keep nothing down. And that's what it's doing to a lot of dudes. Especially if these dudes ain't got, you know, no zoos and shit like that. That's all they got. And when they throw that up, their stomach is empty again. You know? So okay, we all sitting outside. Even Sheik out here today. So Sheik, he hanging out. Now you could tell he's strapped. You could tell he's strapped with something. But he out. He outside the barracks. He exposed, but he looking around. He looking around. Now, I told you it's only one barrack that you can't make a complete, you know, go around, go behind it and come out the other way. And he not standing by Echo. He's standing by H. So he's standing and he looking out, you know, where we at, where all the benches and shit at. Double Dot Q, what's up, babe? What it do? You know, he looking out our way. And I'm pretty sure he looking for the people he been, you know, beefing with and doing different things with or whatever. So all of a sudden, we see Fula Crew come from behind H. They done snuck from the other side, come from behind it. Now, what they beef was about straight back, I don't know. But all I know, Fula them running that bitch and catch Sheik off guard. Sheik try to pull his weapon. Boom! Fula hit him. He dropped that bitch. One of Fula homeboys, yeah, I got that. Oh, look at this bitch. Look at this bitch. This bitch got double head point. Yeah. They done got his signature weapon. And they beating the shit out of Sheik. They boom, 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 boom. They beating the shit out of Sheik, fooling them. They beat him. So somehow this motherfucker so strong, like an ox. They drop him, they stomping him. He gets up on his feet and he tear out. He run in the barracks. They run behind him. We run behind them. We get in the barracks. He done made it. He got like 2 more weapons in his hand. They back off on him now, but they tell him, yeah, bitch, you play with my cousin. So evidently, Big Tutu was Fula cousin too. Yeah, that's the crazy shit about it. This dude Fula kin to almost everybody, you know, and you'll see as we go. Keith Smith, Cameron, what's up, baby? What it do? So now they didn't got hold to Sheik. They didn't get a chance to punish him out his mind or whatever. Now, and what I'm gonna do is these last 2 parts, I'm gonna focus in on these, you know, for a bit. So, okay. Now, this about the last thing that happened in end of this day, besides dudes throwing up, C.O. Finley coming in or whatever. Now, everybody cooling. When C.O. Finley leave from talking to Jackie again, guess who walk in? Why? Everybody, and this, and I didn't say it, maybe I did. It's close to lockdown again. C.O. White, which is Bap, he walks in. He's spectating. He's looking around or whatever, you know. All right, 30 minutes, you know. He yelling out or whatever. So we like, oh, he come in and just do that or whatever. But he comes, he walks all the way through, and he leaves out. But he did a slow walkthrough or whatever. So lockdown time come, we all start taking it in. Now, I don't get a chance to fall asleep this night because dudes start coming running in the bed. Hey, Michael, Miguel, some shit. He yells out to one of his homeboys, one of their homeboys. So he called the homeboy, man, come check this out. It's that CO, man, that crazy motherfucker. When we hear that, we thinking it's Bali, cause Val ain't he wasn't consistent at this time. So we thinking it's Bali. But we heads out. Man, they go to the shower, we go to the shower behind him. When we get there, he got a dude named Rundell. He got Rundell, and he in the bitch. So evidently the dude Rundell must have told him, no way, no how. You ain't about to run up in me. But Val ain't playing that shit. Punching through this man. Now remember I told you it was a much violent part that Val was gonna do? After he punched this man and this man slides, must have been at piss. Because that's the only wet thing that could have been on that little stretch that he slides in. He picked this man up. Where you put your toiletries at, the little half a wall, he takes this man, O'Neal Thomas. Man, I appreciate the donation. I appreciate you. He takes this man and he runs this man through this goddamn wall so hard that bitch break apart. The top part falls on this man. Yeah, this even though it got like small square tiles on this wall is heavy as a bitch. This wall crushes this fucking man. The wall falls, he boom, slams the dude into the wall. The bitch busts open and the top falls on dude. Crushing dude in that bitch. Now dude ain't died, like, I don't know if he died. I'm just saying. Dude swarming for a minute. Oh, help me, help. He's hollering and screaming for help. You think Val helped this man? The only good thing about it is the man ain't get ran in. We see him getting ready to make his way out the shower. We all start breaking and running. This man comes out the shower and leaves. Dude he gone, and start heading back to the shower to go see what's up. We come out too. By the time we get there, dude's trying to lift it. This is how heavy this damn wall is. It's about 5-6 strong motherfuckers trying to lift this bitch and can't lift it. You know what I mean? They can't lift this bitch. So more and more dudes getting under this wall trying to clear this shit off this dude. But dude ain't moving, ain't saying nothing at the time. Man, when we move, we rush over there. When we all lift this wall and throw this bitch backwards and to the side, I still remember this shit. And that bitch just fall like a hunk of brick. You know, this man under that bitch, finger smashed, arm smashed, bone sticking out his arms. Man, this man fucked up. Blood coming out his nose, his ears, his mouth, his eyes. You know, and I didn't see dude clearly enough. I just knew his name was Rundell because these dudes was hollering, Rundell. You know, so I don't know if his head was shaped like a goddamn hot dog. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm thinking he had their head when it started. Sandy, what's up, Sandy? What's up? So, man, we like, man, this man fucked up. But we all know we can't even leave to go get him no help. All we could do is Mick standing right there, I'm telling him, man, what Mick say he can't do nothing for that. You know? And we sitting there like, damn, bro, ain't nothing we can do. So everybody trying to do what they can for dude, but you know, dude don't even seem like he breathing or nothing. Dude saying he got a pulse but it's faint. You know, all kind of little doctors talking shit, you know, saying they medical opinions and shit or whatever. But it ain't much. We leave out of there. Come on, man. We don't know what they gonna do, but you know, you gonna have some explaining to do. And you go get him some help. They gonna wonder what the hell you was doing out here. You going through 10 years trying to help somebody in Angola, attached to your time or whatever. So They don't find dude till the next morning. They find dude the next morning. You hear the CEOs before they make it to us and shit. They come in. What the hell happened out here? They got a man up in the shower. There's a whole goddamn wall that fell. Now I know somebody was out because the goddamn wall moved out of them. Guess who this is? CO White. CO Black. Like, he don't know what happened. But he don't know dudes was watching. He don't know this. So he in there bitch perpetrating like he ain't had nothing to do with it. But he trying to make it like it was the inmates that did this man in. So they put them dudes, knowing them dudes was throwing up. They say no more child and shit like that. You know, or whatever. So they take and get old boy out of there or whatever. Mansard, what's up, babe? They take old boy out there. Now, this gonna be the last thing. Now, the day started. Dudes are weak. They got a lot of weak dudes. Now, you got a good percentage of the population, you know, they feeling good. They got hot sausage links in the bucket, all kind of little shit they eating. They good. But the dudes that solely depending on this child that's throwing up every time they come from child, you know, day by day they getting weaker. I'm sorry about that, guys. They getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Keith Smith Karen, man, I appreciate the donation. Appreciate you. They getting weaker, weaker, and weaker. So everybody just out in the, and so the day goes smooth. The first half of the day goes smooth. Now, right at nightfall, and I ain't saying close to lockdown. I'm saying right at nightfall. You know, and it might, don't quote me on this, it might be daylight saving time, but don't quote me on it. So, you know, because it's right at nighttime, but we got a little bit before lockdown. So we see Boo Man, they standing out there. We see about 30 other dudes, they stand in the pile. We see 20 dudes right there, they stand in the pile. Like I said, it's stinking in these barracks, everybody coming out. See, all these dudes, 20 dudes, go talk to Boo Man. Then they talk to some other dudes. Then they got an old click down on this side. We in the middle, like, wondering why everybody clicking up talking. You know, it's almost like we the only ones that ain't got shit to do with what everybody talking about. So we like, goddamn, man, we might need to go up in there because everybody talking. They might be talking about us. We might need to go in there, bitch, and get our strap. You know, most straps. We already strapped, but most straps. Because these dudes might be talking about doing us something. So that's what we do. We go get our weapons. Everybody go back in that ain't got a weapon. Now, me and Cal and a couple more, you know, Maury, different, we still sitting out there. As we sitting out there, dudes come walking, they bullshit shooting. The conversation ain't even that interesting or funny, but they laughing. That's when you know some shit is not right. They laugh, yeah, man, yeah. Boy, you stupid. Boy, you stupid as a bitch, boy. Yeah. You can hear what they talking about, and shit ain't, that shit is like, it don't even make sense what they doing. That's when you know this shit is all an act. It's all a ruse. They walking. Now, this is how sync this shit was. They get all the way where Jack is standing there. Boo Man homeboys rush Jackie. These other dudes rush Jackie. You see weapons, battery socks, and all this shit come out. Dudes coming up, bitch, here, bitch, here. These dudes going into Jackie. Jackie, ow, what I did, y'all, ow. I'm telling you, I can't even catch that damn height that dude had. He's screaming to the top of his lungs, please, what I do, y'all, man? What I do, y'all, please? Oh, what I do, y'all? They hitting him all in the top of his head, breaking weapons and shit. Now, oh. Man hollering for his life. They giving it to this dude. All because dude, talking to a CO. Now, they stand out there and they make show. They make show. Boo Man standing right there, picking his motherfucking teeth. And he the one always smacking on his fucking teeth. He do shit like that. So he's sitting right there watching these dudes finish this man, jugging this man. Dudes handing other dudes the weapons and letting them go in. One dude hit that bitch, got so much blood on his hand, that bitch slipped. I done seen it several times. That bitch slipped. Cut his shit wide open. He can't even go get no help because the CO's gonna know. But they finished, dude. They finished. They finished this man. They out there. I'm talking about. It's damn near it's over half of the population that's out. That's on one person. That's on Jackie head. Man, this shit was so sad. Dude tried to crawl under a little space in the barracks, under the barracks, tried to crawl to get away, and he dragged his ass back out, and finished hitting him. Man, dude's like, man, bro, these niggas don't even know what's going on with this man or whatever. Now, I want to tell you guys, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys. And I'm gonna stop it here, guys. Jackie and C.O. Finley are related, but not blood related. C.O. Finley, that's his stepson. Got into some trouble. He married to C.O. Finley married to Jackie's mother. Yeah, that's what it is. That's why he coming to talk to his stepson to keep his mind right. To keep his mind right. And these dudes finished this man not knowing what the situation was. Pure ignorance. Pure fucking ignorance. But, bro, and they don't understand that this shit is about to make it that much worse. It makes it hard to care about you motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And I get that part. I get that. Which that ain't the way it's supposed to be, but I get how it makes the CO say fuck y'all. You know what I mean? But they gotta understand, like, it's a lot of guys like us. We ain't participating in that bullshit. Because we ain't in here doing no illegal activity. So it doesn't matter to us one way or the other why the CO in this bitch. But to dudes that's doing illegal shit, that shit matters. So guys, I'm gonna stop it here, but I will be picking it up from here. And it's a lot that's gonna be able to. The next live is gonna have to be longer because it's a lot to cover on this next one. You know what I mean? But like I said, a lot been going on, guys. And a lot of it most of it been good. Besides this bullshit, that happened to me yesterday. A lot of this shit been good, but it's just these crooked ass cops. And their egos get hurt so quick. They like little fucking babies. They like little fucking babies. This shit is sad. They out here playing, and I ain't shitting on my gamers. You know that, but it's like they playing Black Ops and they won't get out here holding on their vest, running, jumping out on dudes, kneeing dudes, and doing shit they see on the video game. They little bitty boys. It should be, you gotta be mature to be a goddamn cop. You gotta be able to say and know how to let a situation go. Because that's their biggest problem. Their ego, they can't let shit go. They can't admit they wrong. They can't admit they wrong. They gonna find something to arrest your ass for. You know what I mean? It's just sad, bro. This shit, this shit is just real fucking pathetic, But anyway, we're gonna pick up on this one tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna come back in tomorrow. That shit just, and the thing that, it was some of you guys know. It was my week to visit BMAC, in which I'm gonna drop those pictures on Instagram of BMAC. I finally got, the pictures, the jail take or whatever. I got them from BMAC, just to be able to show you guys. And it's, I was down for a minute because I had to come to the realization we back getting old. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even want to say it, but you guys know what I'm thinking. You know, I don't even want to jinx it or whatever. But they have me down. You know, I leave every. And it hurts me to tell them all the good things that's going on out here, and I gotta leave you in there. You know, and watching your head turn fully gray. I'm watching wrinkles. I'm watching all the muscles you had, you know, turn to a gut and things like that. And old man, you know, body and that transformation is just scary. You know, you having health problems and things like that. You know, that shit weighs on me. You know what I mean? And man, like you get there and the New Jack brothers that's in there, they got smoked like 5 or 6 of the dudes that was in there when I was in there. You know, that's what's sad about it. They back in there. You know, ones who I'm talking about in some of these. Well, I probably don't talk about them because they didn't do nothing extravagant, but they are New Jack and they did fall. But they back in there. You know, that shit is depressing. That shit is depressing to see. And I only go when it's the contact business. You know, so I can hug B Mac and shit like that or whatever. And we can really sit face to face and talk or whatever. But that shit is crazy, man, when I have to come home without him, you know, and I know I have to accept that he gonna die in it, you know. He won't be coming home. I have to accept it, you know. That shit is crazy. You know, watching him getting old and shit like that. But I will be posting these pictures. Bro, it's just, man, that shit had me down for a minute, you know. But I ain't gonna cry about shit. But I love you guys, man. I appreciate everything you guys do, you know. And I'm gonna keep you guys updated on everything, you know, as I always do. We fam. I love you guys. Y'all be safe. I'll see you guys tomorrow.